What's up, Jay from Indiana, y'all? I love it. That's what's up. What's going on in Indiana, brother?
Well, I just wanted to call and kind of give my thoughts on this whole situation that's going on with Syria.
Let it rip, brother. I want to hear it.
Well, all right, man. I'm ready. Well, ever since I first saw the whole thing with the photos that we all saw on Facebook with the kids in Syria, you know, I knew what was coming. When you see the up-close photos of dead kids, you know what's coming. When you see the terrorist attacks of, you know, say in Sweden, you know, these truck attacks, they don't show the faces of the dead bodies. They show a tarp over them, and they show the truck with some bullet holes in it. And they're like, okay, it's just kind of interpreted as a matter of fact. But when we saw Nikki Haley go to the UN and say this and point to a picture of a kid, you knew what was going to happen, what they were pushing for. The whole deep state apparatus, it's like a wave that's coming. And Trump, he can't stand up to it. And there's a lot of evidence that shows that was a false flag, that Russia bombed some rebel weapons depot where they were storing this stuff, and it was either that or ISIS themselves launched against their own people. They've done it before, just to create the propaganda to draw us into another conflict. So in a way, Trump was sort of forced to do something. And you saw all the Democrats pushing him, oh, you're just going to let this happen, you know, blah, blah, blah. So, and also his own daughter, Ivanka Trump, she's posting on Twitter, oh my God, look what's happening to all these little kids. So they kind of backed Trump into a corner. And I think what Trump did is he tried to maximize his leverage at that point. And like your other caller said, China, he had President Xi Jinping at his Mar-a-Lago residence that night when the missiles started happening. So I think what this also was a message about North Korea. Is, you know, it was almost like the Red Wedding in Game of Thrones. They're having a beautiful dinner. They're like, oh yeah, by the way, I just launched 60 missiles. But I think what Trump really did, and he knew this. He knows it's going to anger all of his core supporters. You know, and I voted for Trump. And what I think happened, there's a lot of evidence that's showing this, is Trump notified Russia and Syria beforehand. And this was just a pure show of force, a pantomime. He hit an airfield that really had no position. He got all the Russian troops out of there. And so for the optics, you know, behind the doors, he's calling Putin, okay, yeah. You know, and all the Democrats are calling him Putin's puppet. Yeah, Putin, 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 Russia, Russia, Russia. So he was able to save face, you know, and they understand this, that he had to do something to show that, yeah, he's a true leader, commander-in-chief, all that good stuff. So they got all the Russian troops out, but they got all that perfect video for all the mainstream news of all those big old cruise missiles launching into the sky.
Right.
You know, they're like, yes, he's doing something. But meanwhile, he really hit nothing.
Right.
So essentially those cruise missiles were a bunch of fireworks. They didn't kill anyone. They didn't destroy anything of any strategic or important advantage. But do you notice what all the Democrats did? They turned around on a dime, and they're like, yes, finally, he's doing something good, you know. So they all turned, and now they're all supporting him. So it gave him some breathing room. Basically, he just shot up an empty house, you know, like okay, yeah, he's tough. He's going to do something.
Good points.
You know?
Good points. And you know what? Now, according to my information, John, there were 6 casualties. And I was thinking when I was reading that story, I'm like, 6 people? 6 people is not a lot of people at an airbase. You send 50, 60 missiles and 6 people died at the airbase. I'm thinking, okay, because I don't live too far and used to live a lot closer to Andrews Air Force Base. There were a lot of people at Andrews Air Force Base. So I was trying to kind of wrap my head around the number 6. You know, 60 people die in Chicago on a weekend. I mean, I'm just saying. And you don't spend $60 million to do it. So there's a reason, right? And I hate using Chicago so much, man, but it just popped in my head. Like, it's in our psyche. When they keep on drilling it, it stays there. There are a lot of places. Hell, there's more than 6 murders in D.C. every weekend, I think. Point is this. John brings up a good point about maybe Trump just wanted to back him up off him. Back him up, give him some room. Get a guy some room. Well, your guy's back up. Okay, he did what you wanted. Now get a guy a break. See you in a couple months. Will this take a little heat off of Spicer's butt cheeks? Because they're toasty red right now, I'm thinking. Toasty red butt cheeks. Sean Spicer is probably the happiest person in America right now. Oh, yeah. Happier than Hillary. Because he's the one that got to go in front of everybody and get beat up every day and lie and try to juke. And he can't even talk. He can't even tell a black woman not to shake her head. What? What kind of country is this when I can't tell a black woman not to shake her head? I'm going to go to the next call. Thank you, John, for adding that flavor and some great points, my friend.